Hi guys, Jay here, and last week I decided to do something a little different. I went online to take part in the Gran Turismo 7 Nations Cup. My first time ever playing Gran Turismo online, and the last Gran Turismo game I had was Gran Turismo 2 back in God knows when. 4 rounds across 2 weeks, starting in Sardegna in Italy. Got to use the medium and the soft tyres. I'm using the Honda NSX GT 500. Qualified in 8th place, so actually higher than what I thought I would. I wasn't sure what to expect with the drivers around me. I wasn't sure what their skill level would be, how, I'm going in as a complete rookie, so I wasn't sure where I would match up. So I'm going to go through the 2 rounds that took place last week on Wednesday and Saturday. We've got Sardegna in Italy, and then we've got the Red Bull Ring in Austria after this for round 2. And so here we go, we're starting off in 8th place, so towards the bottom of the middle of the pack. And being a complete rookie online, this is my first time ever playing online on Gran Turismo. All I wanted to do was just try and get through as clean as possible. I wasn't interested in like winning and all that. I mean, it would have been nice, but that wasn't my intent. My intent was just go in, learn what I could, try and be as clean as I can, and just see how things feel. So you can see here we dropped down into 11th, so we're just trying to take it easy. A few mistakes by other drivers, but we're just trying to be careful. We're being squeezed a bit there, but we managed to get through back into 9th, now back down to 10th, now back into 9th as we go around that corner. And you can see everyone's just scrambling here for position, trying to get their lines. And as we come up now to this hard left corner, everyone braking as we nearly go into the back of 9th and 8th. We had a spin there, so still in 9th. This little section here, I actually like this little section. I actually quite enjoy this little section of the circuit. I wasn't familiar with Sardegna, so I did do quite a bit of practicing. As we move up into 8th, another tight corner here. This one's very tight. Get around, a few more mistakes by the drivers, had to take avoiding action there, and we're now into P7, so we've gained a place on lap 1 as we come to the end of the lap. Nearly lost it a little bit there on the right. We've got cars behind me, so you can see I'm taking the outside line, trying to make sure I'm giving space. And now as I swap lines, going down the inside, trying to be as tight as I can, but unfortunately weren't able to keep control. And you can see here I actually get clipped. I actually get clipped on the bottom left just there, so it wasn't actually me losing control, I actually get clipped. And so back down to P9, but you can see the French driver in front of me's got a 2-second penalty for that collision as I get slightly bumped there. What I would say is I don't believe anyone's done anything malicious and all that. Again, I imagine these drivers are similar skill level to me, because my understanding is you're put into your group level. So I don't think anyone did anything malicious, as far as I could tell, throughout both races. At least not to me anyway. So we're now down into 10th. Again, we've got this hard left into the section that I enjoy, as I said earlier, this little section here. To 9th, we just passed someone who had a little spin. Coming up to this second hard left, you can see their 7th place has actually got a penalty, so he's going to be slowing down in this section here. Oh, that's okay. So that's the same driver that got the penalty that hit me earlier. So we move up into P8, and that's the first 2 laps through. And now we've got like a comfortable position as we head into lap 3. So we're now on to lap 5. You can see we're still in 8th place. And this corner here, I actually struggled a little bit at the start of the race. The first few laps I struggled with this corner. I was able to get it down later on in the race, but that did cost me some time, that corner. And if I remember correctly, it should be coming up to someone soon. So we turn here back into this section. You can see there's going to be a yellow flag. And you can see there on the left, 7th place, had a bit of a spin, so we move up into P7. As we now come to the end of this lap. And you can see 5th and 6th now pitting, going into the pits. As I said earlier, if you're new to Gran Turismo Online, especially during the events, be careful, because it said that there was no mandatory pit stops, but it actually says required tyres, soft and medium, so you do have to make a pit and change tyres. You see I'm doing that here, going on to the mediums because my softs were completely worn out. So going on to the mediums as we come into the pits here, and the boys and girls doing their job, and off we go. Coming out in P8, P9 pits, and P10 pits as well, so that gives us some leeway, gives us some free time. So at the moment, so far so good. We're halfway through the race, and you know, we've not gained but we've not lost. So we're now on lap 9, and we have now gained here onto the this French driver in 7th place. So what we're trying to do is be safe, gain as much as we can, and wait for an opening. As we are within a second now, so we're in the slipstream, and we go around this corner, and I see an opportunity, so I go for it. And so I try to go down the inside, but you can see there he went into me. So I don't know if he just saw me late, or if he just didn't realise I was there. Or if I was too close. Maybe I was closer than what I thought I was. But yeah, again, I don't think anything malicious. I just think either he saw me late or maybe I was too close. I'm not sure really who was completely at fault there. And we're on the final lap now. You can see I'm in P7. Everyone around me is finished or is about to finish. Unfortunately, I couldn't catch 6th place. However, you'll see that I'm about 2.5 seconds almost down. I crossed the line in 7th, but you can see here that there was a penalty given, and so I was actually bumped up to 6th place. So I've gone from 8th to 6th. So my first race online ever on Gran Turismo, I can't complain. Really happy with that. And you'll see that my sportsmanship rating went up to B. That's incorrect. It actually went up to A. I checked after the race. It actually went up to A. So I'm not sure why it says B there. And that'll make sense in a bit. So we go on to round 2, the Red Bull Ring. This was on Saturday. Now this was going to be in the wet. This was in the wet. I like the Red Bull Ring. I'm using the Renault RS01 GT 316. It was the only car I really felt, it was the car that I felt the most comfortable in practice, using the wet tyres obviously. Qualified in 15th. Qualifying didn't go well. My second lap was a complete disaster. So 15th for qualifying, obviously not great. However, again, this is only now my second online race on Gran Turismo with other people, and so I actually wasn't too unhappy being at the back, especially because I was expecting chaos basically, because you know it's a wet race and you just don't know what to expect with other players. So I'm starting in 15th, and all I wanted to do with this one is just get through it. I just wanted to be as safe as possible, get through it, and just wait for other drivers around me to make mistakes before, like, you know, gaining places. I weren't going to try and do anything rash. I wasn't going to try and make any like aggressive overtakes or anything like that. Just get through, wait for other drivers to make mistakes, and then take those positions. As you see, I fall down into 16th here, which was fine. I was fine with that. I was like, that's fine. I don't want to get involved with any you know, crashes or anything like that. Just take my time, wait for other drivers to make mistakes, because it was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen. As we come up to this corner here, and already we've got a driver going off. You can see the South African driver goes off. So I'm back into P15, chasing the pack. So keeping with P14, just over a second. As we come up to this right corner here, trying to just keep it nice and on the circuit. Gained another position there. Another driver just went off a bit too far. Thankfully there's the ghosting, otherwise we would have crashed. But yeah, just trying to take my time, take it easy. You can see I've got a car on the right there, so I'm trying to give him space. Again, just trying to be careful of what's around me, but keeping with them as much as I can. As we come down to the final sector of the lap. And after lap 1, you'll see here I've got 3 cars in front of me. We're gonna cross the line 15th, so we stay where we started. The car in front of me has now got a half-second penalty for track limits. I must say, during practice, I got caught by track limits a few times. The track limits were quite harsh on this circuit, at least that was my experience. So, you know, I didn't see him go off personally, or them I should say. I didn't see them go off personally, so I don't know why they got the penalty there for the track limits. But we're coming up now to this corner again. This is the really tight right-hander. Again, a couple of people just trying to keep, everyone's just trying to keep it on. You can see there P13 coming back onto the circuit now in P14, the French driver. And so we stay where we are, but in a way this kind of helps us because we can now get a little bit of a toe, a little bit. So just again, trying to be careful, just trying to keep it clean around that corner. This is part of the circuit that I think it took me a while to get used to on Gran Turismo 7. You can see here I was going wide and then I slowed down and cut in a little bit, if that makes sense. Just trying to keep it to the curb. You can see here, got a driver go off, so we gain a place. We go into P14. You can see another car in front of us has just taken the penalty for track limits. I think it's the same car actually. And so we come round now to the end of the second lap in P14. So we've gained a position, and like I say, just trying to keep things calm, just trying to just take my time and, you know, progress gradually, because it's only 14 laps, but when you're driving in a wet race online, it's only your second race ever online. It's very can be a bit daunting. Got a car go off there, so we go up into P13, sorry. So now gain 2 places. So things are going relatively well, nice and slow as we head up the hill. Yeah, nice and slow around this corner. Nearly lost it there, and you can see the Spanish driver loses it, and so I go into P11 actually, sorry. I'm now into P11, and so things are going nice. We're now on lap 6, so you can see the driver in front of me again. It's another penalty, another track limits penalty. Nearly went wide there, the guy in front of me. Another car goes off, so we're now into P10. So this was what I was saying earlier, like all I wanted to do was try and keep on track, wait for other cars to make mistakes, and then gain positions that way. And so we're now into 10th, so we've gained a couple of places. Now on lap 7, still in 10th position. Gained a little bit on 9th, we've got a Ferrari there go off, so another car passed. We're now into P9. So we go around this long left-hander, coming up to the other left-hander. We've got the French driver right behind me, so I'm conscious of that. And you can see the Czech driver now starting to pull away from me. I'm now more conscious that I've got the French driver right behind me, because I don't want to cause any accidents, but I also don't want to lose position if possible. As you see, I slid there, and that opened the door for the French driver to get past me. Slight nudge. Again, don't think it was intentional or anything. Just I went off track a little bit. So, you know, they were right to make the move there. We're now on lap 10, and I'm in 10th place. And you can see I'm catching up almost to the driver that overtook me a minute ago. So just trying to keep within range. I'm about 1.5 seconds almost behind. As we come to this right, and I overshot it. Both me and the French driver overshoot. And you can see here that I'm not able to get the car back on in time. And so I lose a lot of time here to the French driver. And now I've got the German driver almost within a second to me. And so now I kind of panicked a little bit, I think, from memory, because now I'm like, oh great, I don't want to get into any battles really towards the end of the race, because I'm happy with the progress I've made so far. You can see here now within a second, but he had a penalty, so he drops down a little bit, a half-second penalty, which helped. It was lucky for me because that helped me. But again, back within a second of me as we come around the final corner to cross the line and go into lap 11. So we got 4 laps to go. And tight right there. And you see, I look back there, German driver's right on me. And so in my mind now, it's just, I just want to try and defend and keep this place, but not defend too aggressively. And you can see I go wide there. I look back, and I don't know if I put off the driver. I don't know if I put that driver off. That wasn't my intention, and I apologise if I did. But you see, he made a mistake and he turned too much and went into the barrier. And you can see here, I make a mistake here, too far on the left, too far to the left, sorry. And again, the German driver's right behind me again, as he makes the move, goes right through me on the outside, but he goes too far, overshoots it, and so I'm able to claim the position back. And so keeping it nice and steady as we come down to the final 2 corners of lap 12. And as we go into the lap 13, we've now got the Spanish driver and the German driver right behind me. As I keep to the outside there, trying to give the space to the Spanish driver. You see there, we've got the German driver behind me, but he's got a penalty, half-a-second penalty. So I'm not too fussed. I'm just trying to think, okay, well, we've got a lap and 2/3. And you see there, the German driver just shot right past us. I don't know what happened there. And so that was him out of the picture. So it was down to now me and the Spanish driver in front of me. And as we come up to this corner here, you see I'm trying to gain as much as I can, trying to keep it tight. Unfortunately, I can't. Still going a bit wide there. And again, just trying to keep within range. I'm just trying to keep within range. I know that I'm not going to be able to do any like overtakes here and that because A, I'm going to be too slow and it's just not ideal anyway. As we come towards the final 2 corners of this lap before the final lap. I'm losing a bit of time here, just a couple of tenths. And Spanish driver goes a little wide, so do I. And we go into the final lap. Now I can see he's got a penalty. He's got a penalty for track limits. So I know that, okay, if I can keep within his range by the time we get to the penalty zone, I should be able to overtake him, or at least I've got a chance. So again, I'm trying to keep to the outside here. I'm just trying to not do anything rash. Keep behind him. As we approach this tight right-hander, again, not going to try and do anything drastic. It looks like I'm trying to make a move there. I kind of tried to make like a half move, but as you can see, I had to take a void in action as well as they went a bit wide and came back onto the track. Where I am right now is where I'm comfortable, right behind, because I know he's got that penalty, so I'm just waiting to get to the penalty zone. As I go too close there, I went a bit too close. And then you can see we go around this corner here, and this is when things would go wrong. So you see here, he goes to brake. I realise too late, so I brake too late, but also I forget to turn too late as well, and so I end up colliding into them. Sorry, and unfortunately and quite rightly, I'm then handed a 3-second penalty, and so at this point I just now feel horrible. I just feel terrible. I feel terrible because I feel like I've ruined someone else's race, but I also feel terrible because I was being so careful throughout the whole race, and then the final lap towards the end in sector 3, in sector 2 I think that is, I make a silly mistake like that. And so yeah, I wasn't happy when I crossed the line. I was actually quite down, to be honest. I think I was maybe a bit too hard on myself. I did gained those places to 10th, but that's not the way I wanted to do it. And you see there, I got the 3-second penalty. Again, confirmation that I gained those 5 places because I was too far ahead of the person behind me, and straight away I went in and apologised. And again, I do apologise for that. I did send them a private message on PlayStation as well. And you see there, my sportsmanship rating stayed as A, but it is very low. Now, if you're new to Gran Turismo 7, especially playing online, I highly recommend you check out Super GT on YouTube. That helped me a lot in preparation. He was live streaming both rounds. He was doing both rounds live streaming, so I imagine he'll live stream this week hopefully as well. So yeah, I do recommend, if you're new to Gran Turismo 7, especially if you're new to playing online, I highly recommend watching Super GT. Really helpful. Learned quite a lot. So there you are, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. First 2 races in the Nations Cup. 2 more to go this Wednesday and Saturday. Wish me luck. Obviously, I've still got lots to learn. Also, if you're a Formula 1 fan, last week I went on F1 Manager and I put Liam Lawson up against Yuki Tsunoda to see who could gain the most places at the Bahrain Grand Prix in a Red Bull. And if you want to check that video out, you can do so by clicking on the card that's on your screen now. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.